because their spouse owes child support or something like that. And that's how we call the child support. They protect your income, and then their income goes toward their child support. So then you still get the credits that you deserve. So that's a much better situation. Head of household means that you have children, you are a single adult, and you make the most money in the household, okay? So if I have two single, parents living together, only one of them can file head of household, okay? So the other one has to file single. And then qualifying widow or widower means, with dependent children, means that, your spouse died in the last 3 years and you have children that are under the age of 17. So for 3 years, they allow you to file as this so that you get the same, deduction as a married person, so it helps you out for 3 years. Then it is, where you write down your dependents. Now, dependents are people who you can claim, usually your children. It can be your parents, can be your niece or nephew, somebody who is a blood relative of yours and lives with you, okay? Adoption also exceeds that gamut, like, so if you adopt someone, obviously they're not blood relatives, but they are your dependent. Because, I mean, once you adopt them, even though it's not blood, it is blood for federal government. Also, if you have a stepchild and then you're divorced, they're still your stepchild. So technically, you still could claim them. Although their parent probably is going to claim them. But for the federal government, those ties don't ever quit. Like, you will always be step parent. You'll always be a parent for them. Okay, so today you are going to be married and you are going to have 2 children under the age of 6. Okay, just for this example, all right? Because that helps me to be able to show you what happens, all right? So wages, salaries, and tips. These are what it is that you get on your W-2 in box 1. And the tips here that they're talking about are like if you're a waiter or waitress and those tips come out of like off of a debit card, those are all reported, okay? If you get cash, you also are supposed to report those tips as well, but that's a little bit further down. So for you and your spouse, one of you is going to school, both of you are working, so your wages, just a round number, $6,500. Put that in number 7. 65,000, not 100. 65,000. Jeez. Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah.
You've been sick for a long time.
I know.
Did you get COVID or something? Oh, okay. I wouldn't go check you then. 8A, taxable interest. So this is like interest off of your savings account or a CD. That is taxable. Tax exempt interest, God bless you. So he's giving it to you. Is that what you're saying, Roberto? Okay. Tax exempt interest is interest that comes off of a government bond or a treasury bond. Okay, so that interest is that tax deductible. Ordinary dividends. Those are stocks that are short term. They are taxable. Qualified dividends are stocks that are long term and they are not taxable.
Aren't stocks taxed when you pull them out, when you sell them?
Yeah, mostly, usually, yes. Taxable refund, or credit or offsets, that is, most generally, that is if you itemized last year and you got a refund from the state, that then is taxable, okay? Most people do not itemize though. Number 11, alimony received. If you got a divorce before 2008 and you are getting money from your ex-spouse to live, not child support, it is alimony, then it is taxable. After that, after 2008, it's not taxable. 12 is business income or loss. So if you have a business, that's where your income is. Capital gain or loss, that is if you own part of a corporation and they either made money or lost money. Other gains or losses, I don't know what other gains or losses are. I guess it could be farm income or loss. There. Let me look at another page here. Let me go to 2023. Where did I do it then? Tip income, that's not reported, it's also up there. Household employee wages. So if you have a butler or a nanny or a maid that lives with you, that goes in that top part. Medicaid waiver payments, these are payments that are for people who need assistance at home and somebody is their caregiver. The money that they are paid then is not taxable. Okay. For instance, always have one lady that comes in, takes care of her sister. Her payments are not taxable. My best friend's daughter had twins at the gestational age of 28 weeks, and she gets Medicaid waiver payments for both of them because she cares for them at home. So, some other things that are on there now, employer provided adoption benefits, taxable dependent care benefits, other earned income, that could be gambling income. That's one that I see quite a bit. So add lines 1A through 1H, and that goes on, oh, shoot, nope, I gotta go back to this other one, sorry. Number 15, IRA distribution. So if you have a traditional or Roth IRA and you're getting money off of that, that goes there. It is taxable if it is before you are the retirement age, okay? And they will hurt you big time on taking any IRA or pension or retirement out before it is time. You will be taxed 30% automatically before they even give it to you, and then you will also be taxed on it when you do your taxes in the year. You could lose upwards of 52% on that, okay? Don't ever take it. If this is the only thing you ever hear me say, don't ever take that. If you stop a job and they want you to take your retirement, turn it around and roll it into an IRA or something, you can easily go to your bank and have them open one and not ever touch that money. Don't ever take a check for your retirement or you're gonna be taxed on it, before they even write the check. You don't want that to happen, okay? Number 17, rental real estate, royalties, partnerships, S corporations, and trusts. So if you own rental property, that goes there. If you have oil rights or water rights, or you have found that on your property, that's royalties. Trusts is money that somebody has set aside to stop taxes from happening or stop the government from getting their money. And you can get money off of those trusts every year if you want. Farm income or loss. I already talked to you about that one. So if you own a farm, that's what that is. Number 19, unemployment compensation. A lot of people don't understand that that is taxable if it is over the amount that your deduction is. If there's a company that is laid off everybody, a lot of times they'll have someone come in and say that that your unemployment is not taxable. That is not true. You should always have taxes taken out of your unemployment.
Social Security benefits, so if you're 62 and a half or older, you can get Social Security. Also, if you're disabled and you finally get that taken care of, you can make up to so much before it is taxable, but then your Social Security is taxable, so you see a place where it says taxable amount as well. And the other income there is the gambling, where the gambling would go there. Anything else there? Alright, so add all of those up, and on number 22, put $65,000, because we don't have anything else there.
What?
65,000, same thing with on number 7. 22. Okay, number 23, educator expenses. This is for kindergarten through 12th grade teachers and or administration. They get $300 whopping a year. People like me, I don't get anything anymore. Certain business expenses of reservists, performing artists, and fee basis government officials. This is like your For You page, or OnlyFans, or strippers. So anything they need for business, they can take off. I only say that because a couple years ago we had the economic impact payments, which was your stimulus payments, and a woman could not get any of that money because she did not, the extra money, she did not have any income. And she said, well, I have OnlyFans, and I'm like, we can do that. But you should be claiming that money anyway. It's not free money, so I don't know that she came back. I don't remember her coming back, but you know, you have certain things that you buy, just like a stripper would, and you can take all those off, okay? And trust me, they are gonna start cracking down on those type of pages, because you are making money, they know it, so eventually, that they're starting to,
Isn't it only taxable if you make so much amount?
it's always taxable,
I know, like, if you make
But
money
yes.
off of, like, TikTok and YouTube,
say again?
like, money that you make off of, like, TikTok and YouTube, it's taxed, when you get it.
It's what?
It's already taxed.
It's already taxed. Well, and they will send you out, paperwork for it too.
Yeah.
So, they are starting that process. Right now, it is $20,000, that you have to make, before they'll send something out. But it was supposed to be 600 this year, but they went back to 20,000. Yes.
So if I was in the, like, I don't know, Congress, and I got like a gift, would I have to disclose that too?
Yes. Yes. So 25, health savings account. So if you have, health insurance and it's got a high deductible, most of the time your employer will be giving you money to put aside for your deductible. That's what the health savings deduction is. Moving expenses. Moving expenses used to be that anybody could take those. Now it's just military. 27, deductible part of self-employment tax, self-employment SEP, simple and qualified plans, and self-employment health insurance deduction. So that's all if you're self-employed. They give you a little bit back of your taxes. They give you some for a retirement plan, and they give you some for your health insurance, to kick back against that if you have those things, okay? So if you are actually putting money away into a retirement, they give you some back there. If you actually are paying for health insurance, they give you some back for that. Number 30, penalty on early withdrawal of savings, don't usually see that. Alimony paid, again, that was before 2008, you don't usually see that either. IRA deduction, that's taking your IRA out, and so it gives you a little bit of kickback for that. Here's the one place and the only one place that, for taxes you get pretty good. So student loan interest, if you pay, once you start paying your student loans off, if you pay $300 for student loan interest, you get $300 back. It's a 100% back to you, line item. Tuition and fees, I don't even know why that's there, it's never, nothing's ever listed there. Hey.
You got my email?
I may have, I don't know. We are working on this. So we have, essentially on number 7 has $65,000. And then on number 22 is also $6,500,000. All right, so then you're gonna add 23 through 35 up, and you're going to put that total on 36. We don't have anything again there. So on 37, it's $65,000. Then you're gonna turn over the page. Again, on 38, it's $65,000. All right. On 40, you're either gonna itemize or you're gonna take the standard deduction. Now, outside of 40, on the left side, you see how much it is for in year 15. So if you're married filing separately or single, you get $6,300. If you are married filing joint or a qualifying widow or a widower, you get $12,600. And if you're head of household, you get $9,250. Okay? Now, I have a lot of people that tell me, oh, if we file separately, then we get more money. No, you don't, because 2 single people get the same as a married couple. You can see that. All right? This year, the amount for married filing together is $27,700. That's what you need to put in number 40. $27,700. Also in 2018, I believe it was. Yep, 2018, remember that? I showed you that half page? President Trump said to ease the burden on the IRS, we're going to increase the standard deduction so nobody has to itemize anymore. Okay? Because before that, all you had to do was have $6,000 in bills, or $12,000 in bills to itemize. Okay? That's not real hard to get. If one of the spouses have medical issues or anything like that, it's real easy to come up with $12,000. So, to ease that burden on the IRS, because, you know, they're overworked, that was sarcasm, he doubled that, to $24,000, and then it increases every year, okay? So now it's $27,700. So we're gonna take, and subtract line 40 from line 38. So 65,000 minus 27,700 gives me $37,300 on 941.
What did you say?
37,300. Let me know if you need to. Exemptions, we don't do that anymore. That was, before, when the deductions were lower, it was $4,000 for every person that was in your household. We don't do that anymore. Number 43, taxable income. So at a bare minimum, it's 10% of your taxes, 10% of what you got paid, okay? So that's what we're gonna use as taxable income there on 43. So $3,730 is what we're gonna use. That's 10% of that. So if you put that on 43, oh, that's wrong. Taxable income will be 37,300, and then my tax on number 44 is 3,730. Alternative minimum tax, this is if you made less this year than what you did last year and you had, marketplace insurance, Obamacare. They'll give you a kickback on that if you made less this year. If you made more this year, 46 is, you have to pay tax to cover what you made more if you made more and you have that insurance. Adding number 45, 44, 45, 46, for us, it's $3,730. All right, foreign tax credit, number 48. That is if you have, stocks from another country. You get a kickback off of that a little bit. Credit for child independent care expenses. So if you pay child care, you get 10% of that back, okay? For us, that is going to be $600. So number 49, put $600. Education credits, $113 there. This is just a little one. Retirement savings contribution. If you are less than 30 years old and you are saving for retirement, they give you 10% of that back. So for you, $200 right here. Child tax credit. You get $2,000 for every child that you have. We have 2 children, so we get $4,000 there. What was that?
I was just making it.
What did you say?
That's how I have a lot of children. Children? Yeah. Get some money.
Well, like someone said last class, that $2,000 of this earned income credit that I'm about to give you is not even gonna touch what you're gonna pay for children, so you better think twice about that. Alright, so here is what it is that happens, okay? These are what's called non-refundable credits. That means you cannot get a refund on these credits here, okay? The child tax credit, however, has something called an additional child tax credit that is on number 67, that is a refundable credit. So whatever I use of that $4,000 will come back down to 67, and I can use the rest of it, a portion of it, okay, to give you a portion. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that $600, that $113, that $200, and the $4,100 or $4,000, and I'm gonna get $4,913 if I add those all together. Now, I only have to have what my tax is, right? My tax is $3,730. So I'm gonna take that $4,913 and I'm gonna subtract $3,730, because that's how much child tax credit I can take down onto additional child tax credit, okay? That looks like it's $1,183 for number 67.
How much was it?
1,183. Now, in the past, I've seen that this is just a portion, but this year I'm seeing that they're pretty much giving you the rest of the remainder of what it is that you, God bless you, that you, should get to the whole amount. So, all right, number 56 says subtract number 55 from 47. That leaves us with a zero balance if you had 3,730 there. Okay,
So that's zero?
yep. Self-employment tax. If you are self-employed, this is about 15% right there. It can be more than that if you're at the 12%, then it increases. If you're at 22% of income, percentage of income, then it's a 22% plus 3%. Unreported social security, no. Additional tax on the IRAs or qualified retirement plan. So this is where they're going to tax you again. House and employee tax, again, if you have that butler or that maid. First time home buyer credit, this started in 2008 and you had 15 years to pay it off, so it should be paid off at this point. So the government, in 2008, they had the housing crash, and so they gave, people, a loan up front, and then you had to pay that loan off in 15 years. Okay, so that's what that, home buyer credit was. Healthcare in 2015, if you did not have healthcare, you had to pay a penalty on it. That is not that way now. So total taxes there, we have zero on 63. So now we're gonna talk about payments here. So on 64, federal income tax withheld, normally you withhold about 10%. So we're just gonna go for 10%. We had $6,500 so that, or 65,000, so that's $6,500 there. Estimated tax payments, and amounts applied. So if you made a quarterly payment, if you own a business, you usually do make a quarterly payment. That's where that goes. Earned income credit. Earned income credit is the credit that you get, for having children, if you make a certain amount. Technically, we make more than what we need to, but we're gonna go ahead and give us, $2,500. 66A. Non-taxable combat pay. So if you were in combat, you can elect to take your pay. And as a tax person, I do your taxes with it, and I do your taxes without it, and whichever way is the best for you, we take that, concerning earned income credit. Okay, whichever one you make more. American Opportunity Credit. If you are in school for the first 4 years, you will get, a maximum of $2,500 there. So let's say $2,250 there. Net premium tax credit. Again, that's the health insurance. Amount paid, Okay, so that is all of it. So let's add those up. 6,500 plus 2,500 plus 1,183 plus 2,250. $12,433 is what goes on to 74. Now,
What?
433. Now take 74 and subtract it from 63. If 74 is bigger than 63, the difference is what you get for a refund. If it is smaller, then the difference is what you pay because you didn't pay enough. For us, the difference is $12,433. And that is what you're going to get as a refund, from the government. Okay, let me check to see if there's anything else that I needed to go over. First of all, there is one thing. Many people do not understand what common law marriage in the state of Kansas is. Common law marriage in the state of Kansas does not mean you have lived together for so many years. Common law marriage does not have anything to do with that in the state of Kansas. Okay? I can live with somebody for one day and be married to them. Okay? In the state of Kansas. In the state of Kansas, the law says, if one person or anybody believes that you're married, you're married. Period. No questions asked. Okay? So that means, be careful who you date. Okay? I have seen girls who put their first name and his last name on Facebook. They have essentially just married that person, because they are proclaiming to everybody that she now has changed her name and that is marrying them. They can't. If you, I have this all the time, girlfriend, boyfriend live together, boyfriend cannot claim girlfriend's child on taxes, so in front of me they say, we're married. Great, you're married now. Because they've just decided that they're going to file together. Once you file together in the state of Kansas, you are married. So if they break up, guess what they gotta go do? Get a divorce. And people are like, well, we don't even have any paperwork though. That doesn't matter. State of Kansas, you do not have to have paperwork. All you have to do is say that you're married. Okay? A lot of times this is what gets them, is that you live together, and so your neighbors think you're married. Well, if your neighbors think you're married, guess what? According to what the state statute says, you are married. Okay? Now, here's the thing, is if you move to a state that doesn't recognize common law marriage, Missouri does not recognize common law marriage. Then if you move to Missouri, you no longer would be married again. So, there's how you get unmarried. You know. In the state of Kansas, you can itemize your deductions. So, even though you don't itemize for federal government, you can itemize for the state. Alright? That's how, my husband and I both have papers, which is the, government, retirement. So if you work for a government entity, any school, any, city government, any county government, or the state government, you have papers. Well, papers is taxable, not taxable federally, but it is taxable statewide, and that always makes us pay. So usually we have a $900 bill to the state of Kansas. Then I itemize all of our deductions. I have crap loads of medical deductions. So usually then we end up owing about $200. I'll pay $200, is no big deal. $800, $900 is a little bit steep for my bank account. But usually after I've been working taxes, I have that, but I don't want to spend it on freaking taxes. As you can believe, you know.
I don't pay taxes.
Okay. Everybody, say hi to Keith and give him your address, because he will be in jail one day. I have given out your project, right? Yeah. Okay, great. So here is, so that is how taxes work. Briefly. You should always be checking your pay stubs. It is a horrible situation when I have men sit in front of me crying because they owe the government $8,000, $9,000 because they didn't have any money taken out of their check. That is that person's fault. Even though their HR should have made sure that was happening, you should make sure that your pay stub has money coming out of it, okay? Because the government's not gonna go after your employer, they're gonna come after you. So, But don't worry, the government, they will definitely give you a interest-bearing loan to pay that off. They're so nice. Okay, so here is your extra credit opportunities, all right? There are several, so, there you go. The house project is the first one we're gonna talk about. So, this project is where you are to take and draw blueprints or layout of either your dream house or your current home. These should be neat, clean, and of blueprint quality. If you don't know what blueprint quality looks like, please look that up, because I will count it off if it doesn't look like blueprint quality. You must have the measurements, lengths and widths, worth 10 points each, of every room, and then give the area and perimeter of every room, and also the entire house. Neatness and professionalism of drawing is worth 5 points. If the measurements are not present for every room, I will deduct 2 points per missing number. Total of 25 each. And realize that up here it does say you get 100, you can get 100 points, okay? Extra. Yes.
You said, blueprint, how many, field reviews do we have to have?
Only one. Nobody's ever asked that question, Tim.
I took AutoCAD, so.
And you can use AutoCAD drawing if you want to. Okay, so, next, extra for the house. Obviously, I'm looking for area perimeter that you know how to do that. There, okay, because we've talked about that geometry. Extra for the house. Add up the cost of a remodel. For instance, go to the Home Depot or such a store and find materials to remodel any room of that house. These materials might be carpet, tiling, wood floor, wallpaper, paint, etc. Provide examples, either computer-generated pictures via online website or samples from the store of what it is you're going to do for each room to be able to complete it successfully. You'll earn 25 points to your total if you do this correctly. You must have the price per foot or a similar price, and then take that times how much you will need for the extra credit to be valid. This will take some time, so please get working on it now. You cannot complete this unless you actually do the blueprints first. Okay? So you can do up as many rooms as you want. However, here are the stipulations. If you are remodeling, you must have 3 different things that you're redoing in that room. Okay? And you cannot cross over anything. So if you use carpet in this room, you cannot use that same carpet in the next room.
Maybe a bathroom.
Yep.
Would painting count as remodeling?
Yes. Yes, because you're gonna have to figure out how much paint you would need, and how many gallons and so on and so forth. Make sure that if you do that remodel, that you tell me how much it is that each room costs to remodel, okay?
Picture of like, say we use a certain type of paint, you need a picture of that paint.
Yes. There are several projects over here. Some have, the computer-generated pictures, some have the, samples. There are good and bad samples over there, okay? So you see good ones over there, and you see ones that didn't get any points too, and you'll see the difference, okay? Then, I have a personal business project. If you want to own your own business, this is a good thing for you to do. I also have a personal finance project or a budget type project. I have a credit card statement where you have to find the average daily balance and interest. I have a bank reconciliation form where you have to do the checkbook reconciliation. And I also have logic puzzles that you can do, okay? All of this is stuff that you, aside from the bank reconciliation form, that you have or will have learned in this class, okay? If you want anything underneath the stuff for the house, you need to ask me for it. I have it, you just need to ask for it, okay? This is due on April 22nd. That's the day I project that we're we're going to have our third test.
22nd?
Yes,
So either or you're saying the blueprint is the extra credit?
it is all extra credit.
Okay.
The blueprint is the one that's 25 points though. Every room is 25 points and you can add on as many rooms as you want. So in that aspect, if you're doing the extra for that, you can have more than 100 points.
Okay.
Okay, the 100 points only applies to the blueprint and then those paper, projects underneath that. So those rooms are extra ones, however many you wanna do, you can add up to, I think I've had 350 points extra. So, all right, any questions on that? All right, perfect. Then, I am giving that to you for, right before spring break, so you do have time to work on it during that time, okay? Also, you have your project, so, you should be able to do much of your project information because it is mostly financial stuff, all right? You guys have a great spring break. I will see you on the 18th.